Hey, muy buenas noches, everyone. I hope everybody's doing well, blessed, and enjoying family. And as always, muchísimas gracias to everyone for your guys' words, prayers, your time, and your understanding. From the corazón se los agradezco mucho. And before I get into the story, do allow me to extend a disculpas to everyone for yesterday missing out on the live. But just something hit hard here in the ranch, and well, as of right now, I just came from a couple family members' funeral due to this, and I just came back because tomorrow I gotta present myself with some testing and MRIs to conclude, which came with the chemotherapy and cancer. But it's just been a little chaos, if I should say the least. But I will touch further on it on Wednesday on the live. But again, my apologies to everyone. You guys know where I'm at, and it's just crazy right now. But anyways, to get into the story at hand, today I want to touch a little bit on how favoritism works, right? And now sometimes not just passes, but overall protecting somebody that, and overall should not be above the reglas, right? I mean, there's a common understanding when it comes to members that they think or they do go beyond what's permitted as their own rules and regulations, but again, they show themselves under that's for Sureños, not us, right? But today I want to extend a little bit more on avenues, right? This was before I left Corcoran. I cut the case in Corcoran, left to the Bay. There was a big power struggle, from a lot of different angles when it came to avenues. But more so, there was a homie from Avenues. They called him Max. I believe he was from True Street. And homeboy had a lot of pull when it came to Lancaster, right? For a lot of different reasons. For one, I remember, I believe Boxer and Psycho had gotten pulled out there, and he was their age, so he personally knew them. So nevertheless, he had a lot of juice, right? At the same time, everything's happening with Tigre and Gangster, and there's a lot of up and downs. And Max, I'm not gonna say he went against the green, but he was sitting in agreement with one of his homies, right? Criminal and Little Pee Wee, with the way they were doing things, and they were washing up people and just keeping it a buck with you. Like I always say, Pee Wee was pissing outside a cazuela, right? It was power hungry when it came to Pee Wee's name and pushing his buttons, and at the same time receiving with one hand and with the other, half to Pee Wee and the other half to his pocket, and at the same time he was crossing up his own homeboys. And again, Max, he was liked. I'm not gonna say how extended his respect was for his neighborhood, but you see, at the end of the day, that didn't really matter, right? Because we tend to grow up in this environment where we think this individual trump the neighborhood. What we truly are there hoop banging for, right? Afterwards, it just becomes a big old collection of dope and crossing up our own gente. Anyways, a lot of people, I'm not gonna say sidelined with Pee Wee, but overall they protected him even though he didn't know what he was doing. Little Pee Wee, excuse me, cause Pee Wee, Big Pee Wee, he was there covering up for him. For example, I remember when he was in Kern County, there was a big issue that was brought up about him from Tigre. As you guys know, Tigre, he don't play around. But nevertheless, he utilized two homies. And again, these camaradas, they were in the mix, right? They were known, respected. I never had the pleasure of knowing him in person, but I heard numerous things about him, which was criminal and downer, and from avenues, from True Street, and how he utilized him for somebody that had to bounce, right? Somebody that had told and needed to go. Nevertheless, I'm not gonna say I know for a fact the homies went and took care of it, but it got dealt with, right? Then afterwards, it became a big cover up. What do I mean by that is that these two homies were aware that P was basically burning the organization, right? And there was another homie, Trooper, I believe, and Max, right? Which is, they were pressing on basically Pee Wee more so than anyone, not receiving what was being sent up there because his carnal was either utilizing it or pocketing it, whichever way he was burning the clica, right? The M. And again, the easiest thing was to cover his own carnal. He had this camarada remove. Forget that you just pulled an order that definitely is gonna catch you live, which did. And at the end of the day, I gotta cover my carnal. Not got it right. Cause the rules and regulations, remember this saying, M comes before anything, right? Even your own family. But camaradas don't. You see, Pee Wee shielded his carnal and washed, man. If I remember correctly, it was like 8 of them, right? I don't remember all the names, but I remember Max was one of them after all he was doing correctly. Not just for Pee Wee, but for Psycho. But again, Psycho was an Aguirre, right? I think he was doing things for a gangster, which in reality, that brought more negativity to him, right? Because of the power struggle that they were pressing on gangster. Well, his own homeboy was pressing on him. Trooper, downer, criminal. But there's a lot of good camaradas from Avenue, because Avenue's a stronghold when it comes to soldados, right? Campoleros are willing to do everything for the causa, and never mind that they're from the same barrio. Their heart should be there with them. But, camaradas too, are at fault. Cause it was real well known that little Pee Wee was messing up. That he should have gotten hit, removed, and as any other member, as any other camarada, excuse me. But he didn't. He got protected, and it was easier to remove other people. Within time, there was another big push when it came to Tigre and Gangster. As you guys know, they ended up sitting down Gangster under false accusations, when in reality it was just Boxer working with Mosca, right? Boxer wanted a little action when it came to running the county and pushing out what was Tigre and Gangster, and it was a politicker, a tecato well armed with lies and betrayals, right? Which he ended up utilizing. A lot of people talk about how there's paperwork on him, which there is. But, we're talking about 2004. And a lot of people don't talk about how on this time it was prohibited for camaradas, more so carnales, to admit anything. Worst of all, being a member, right? For those that have been in a 180, when you get to a spot, they're going to ask you, what are you? Your reply is, I'm Mexican. You don't claim nothing, you're not fat, no, nada. Could we house you with so and so, so you can house me with whoever? When I started doing my time, that was the guidelines, right? You don't admit nothing. If they put you in the cell where you have to boogie, you danced. But it became a big old tornado of things that, as you guys see now, it's a more and more habit when it comes to coming out on camera, to speaking out how they're members, and how they have that wiggle room and, nothing happens. But a lot of the people don't know where it started at, right? It started with Psycho and Boxer and Tigre admitting it, right? To save someone's skin. And at the end of the day, you know, when push came to shove, there was 5 of them, right? Or 6, excuse me. And they were protecting each other. It's a reason why they put those claws. I'm having so many members from one neighborhood now, right? But you know what's funny is, they couldn't, when it came to face on, they couldn't really go toe to toe with Tigre, right? Because Tigre was, I'm not gonna say he was a savage or this and that, but he held his ground. I'll just leave it like that. So I remember when that guy came around after, I had seen him in Palm Hall and that same thing all 3 of them did. They pushed on Tigre and it was one of the big factors why he got put in the shelf, right? Without mentioning everything that gangster had to tolerate. I ask you guys this, what happened with Little Pee Wee? I'm not pushing for nothing negative come to this individual. I just want to open up that communication to people. Please give me your angle on why a youngster was allowed to violate every rule in the ML organization, in the Sureño organization, and nothing ever happened to him. Again, I'm not pushing for something negative to come, but do see the picture from a bigger angle. At least when it came to Boxer, he's gone. Tigre, he's gone. Gangster, he struggled a lot, right? But he's there. People didn't have no type of headache for washing up. Man, I couldn't even know, right? Just off the head, I know about 3. And using in false statements his brother's calls. At one point it reached Corcoran that he was calling shots in LA County, stating his brother said some things that weren't even true. But since a lot of vatos from avenues that he was telling these lies to knew Pee Wee and respected Pee Wee, they shielded him. And when this individual, he was young, but he was a cobra, right? He was a snake. When he got queen of it, right away he put pedal to the metal and he washed him up. But no type of backbone. But again, he had his brother's backing. So I do want to understand how that favoritism works, right? Again, camaradas right now, man, for even telling their families not to do something, they're getting washed up. For doing anything out of norm, they're getting washed up. When I was doing everything, I never sat down and asked myself, why do we, or why are we doing this, or why are we taking all this? And I never even thought about this. My goal was on the go, right? The camaradas and what we had to do, let's do it. Mambo, pegarle. But now that I sit down and really have time to reflect, is why? Is it really what people put out there, right? From outside viewers, that all camaradas, all Sureños are scared of these individuals, or are scared to go to prison because of what these individuals are going to do to you? Our camaradas, or how we call each other, campoleros, really scared and are being punked in every level behind what they can do to us inside? And I'm not saying this as a statement, I just an open invitation for conversation, right? Please tell me your point of view. Again, I recently talked to a camarada and he was from Avenues, or he is from, I don't know. But we're touching up on this is why I decided to put it out there. At the end of the day, Psycho was a smart individual. You guys ever had, in my case, a sobrino, right? And a sobrina, and you know how there's always a little sobrina telling her brother, hey, go get that. When the parent had made it real clear, if you touch this, I'm gonna beat you down. But the little girl's that little voice in his head, I'll go get it. He's not gonna see you, and then just to see how far it gets. In my books, that's Psycho, right? Because, we touched on a couple issues that I'm gonna see if I can put them into words, right? To touch on them. I just thought, you know, I knew of two camaradas that got washed up from avenues behind Little Pee-wee, right? But I know there was that many, right? And that he put away literally a lot of homies from avenues for life. Yeah, I'm not again. I'm not pushing for nothing negative, right? I'm simply asking why. But with this said, I want to let you guys rest. Do excuse if my head ain't in the proper place. I've been up all night. I got here right now and I want to take a shower and go real early to do that and wait on the results and then head out for we gotta bury the family and again, I will touch further into it, but you guys know where I'm at and what's going on. So, and my apologies if I don't make a lot of sense. I just wanted to put out there something. I know I've been on my IA since Saturday when this happened, so, but I send my love. Please, everyone stay smart, especially those that, they don't have to be an older homie to get in your head and twist you up. As you guys see in this case, it became from a younger homie utilizing the weight of a family member. So stay smart, stay true to yourself and loyal to your loved ones. Buenas noches.